Virtual reality is a term which most of you know from science fiction and from movies in the last few decades. First mentioned in Star Wars, then later in The Matrix and Avatar, it is a computer-generated reality which does not physically exist. Through the use of various technologies and the inclusion of your own senses, it becomes a reality for your brain. Mahama's VR&Co is where the technological achievements in the field of virtual reality meet the deep understanding of the human brain in the fields of coaching and NLP therapy. We are here because decades after the first science fiction on VR, virtual reality is now real. We are here because the highest achievements in the studying of the human psyche and brain are in their peak over the last 60 years with the introduction of coaching and NLP techniques. We are here because we want to connect the two in one lab for studying the human psyche and the opportunities for personal development. We are here because we can offer you coaching, we can offer you therapy, we can offer you training in all the fields of science, from quantum physics to history. 78% of the population of the Western world suffers from some kind of psychological discomfort. The most common types are panic attacks, post-traumatic stress, and various kinds of phobias, of heights, spiders, or public speaking. So far, the most modern techniques for coping with these conditions turn out to be NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and hypnosis. The greatest challenge therapists in these fields face to date is the incapability to use one of their most powerful weapons, namely the client's visual perception. Now imagine a person who has been working with various kinds of people for 12 years, trying to help them solve their problems using techniques such as neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis, and coaching. Imagine that same person 4 years ago entering the virtual world. What was now alien to me, and what was the light bulb shining moment for me at that time, was the thought, now this is exactly what I need. 4 years later, we are ready with the necessary studies, experience, and research of the topic to develop and to move on to the next level of development of VR, therapy, coaching, training, medicine, if you will, and even science. Now we are ready to translate not only virtual reality, but also coaching, therapy, training, and science to a new level by allowing virtual reality to actually serve us in reaching our goals. The human brain is constructed and works by processing information received by our senses. The more senses we manage to engage in our therapy, the quicker and longer lasting the results we achieve are. An example of this is the so-called exposition therapy, a therapy in which the person who is, for example, afraid of heights, is exposed to this fear so that it can be overcome in the presence of one who they feel secure with and in a safe environment. VR creates an environment, a computer-generated environment, which is experienced as real. From NLP and quantum theories, we know that the brain makes no difference between reality, imagination, or memory. It releases the same percentage of neurotransmitters, an equal number of neurotransmitters, and it respectively triggers the same reaction by the body and the same neural path, which then leads to actions the person takes. This is why virtual reality raises therapy and coaching to an entire new level. 4 years later, we decided to create our own product, which is a product of people who are good at creating virtual reality, good at coaching, and good at therapy. Mahama's VR&Co will create the so-called virtual library, which anyone can use to download content for their specific needs, whether it's for education or for science. Imagine, for example, the breaking down of an atom to its quantum dimensions. Our first product concerns the height phobia. With it, we will take you through the entire therapy process until you completely overcome your fear of heights. Virtual reality drafts our future. Virtual reality is the giant leap forward in the evolution of the humankind that changes it forever, and there is no turning back.